I'm lucky enough to have a large family, and a lot of the people in my family are very much into business. So what I am able to see is all my little brothers. I'm helping them with business. One of my little brothers, he sells beats. I helped him get a job at a major studio, and now he's selling beats to his email list and all this stuff. And my other little brother is selling websites. He's cold calling, and I saw him increase his prices from $200 to now $1,000 he just booked, and he's gonna be at $10,000, $20,000 sites soon. And one thing that I like about that situation, besides, yes, I have a bunch of coaching clients and they're all nailing it too, but I like that I got family doing it. I am seeing the mindset shifts that they're going through to build a six-figure business. And I had to go through the same mindset shifts myself when we went from selling very cheap stuff into selling six-figure, seven-figure deals. We actually built X27 into a seven-figure agency selling lead gen. So what are some mindset shifts to build a six-figure business? Actually, Email 10K, our sales course, we actually even built our course into a six-figure course. I've had very few launches now, especially when we're going after new business sectors and we're building new businesses. So far, I've had very few that aren't at least six figures, especially in the last year or so. And why is that? Why can some entrepreneurs go out there and start these six-figure, seven-figure businesses instantly, and other ones struggle to make even four figures? What's the difference? Why can I go out there and make $400,000 in annual recurring revenue in the first 45 days? Or when we started Lorelia, generate $1.4 million in leads off of 30 emails. Why can that happen? But then when you go try it, or when somebody else goes and tries it, they don't perform as well. Gotta tell you, friend, it's all in the mind. So let's talk about some of these mindset shifts that you can go through to build a six-figure business in 2021. Let's do it. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. Learn how to book meetings with billion-dollar brands and take your company to the next level at email10k.com. The biggest thing is goal setting. And I thought this was so crazy. All right, so there's no difference between a go-getter businessman that has started a pizza restaurant in Naples, Florida, and a go-getter technology businessman that has raised $30 million from Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. The only thing that separates these two, they're both hustlers, they both understand business, they both understand getting it done. What's the difference? How come one has $30 million and all these Silicon Valley connections, and the other one just has a decently successful pizza restaurant in Naples, Florida? What's the difference between these two? It was just the goal. That's it. The pizza restaurant owner wanted to open a small pizza shop in Naples. The other entrepreneur wanted to go to Silicon Valley and raise $30 million and create a billion-dollar startup. Everything else was equal, right? Let's say they had the same upbringing. They had the same go-getter attitude.
It's just the goal.
If you go out there and you say you want to start $1 million business, you're going to act different than if you say you want to sell enamel pins on Instagram and make a couple $100s a month. It's going to be a different mindset. It's the same with anything. If you want to create a YouTube channel that generates leads for your business, you're going to act different than if you wanted to create a YouTube channel that was just for fun. Or if you want to create a best-selling book, you're going to act different than if you just wanted to write a book as a hobby. Even though the actions that you're taking are the same. In all of those cases, YouTube case, you're making YouTube videos both ways. Business case, you're doing business both ways. Pizza restaurant and Silicon Valley restaurant, you're both doing business. It's just that goal is different, so your outcome is different. So that's the number one thing. Biggest mindset shift is believe you can do it, set your goal super high. I'm gonna make $1 million this year. All right, how do I do it? I'm gonna make $10 million this year. All right, how do I do it? Think that. Don't think, oh man, it would be so nice if one person would buy my development services. Oh, it'd be so nice if I sold one logo for $50. That'd be so fun. That, all right? You wanna start $1 million logo designing business, go for it. And don't let that scare you, all right? That's number one. Number two, invest back in the business. My little brother, like I was talking about, sold his first $1,000 deal. He could use that if he wanted. I don't know if he's gonna do this, but he could take that $1,000 and hire somebody to sell for him. Or start doing major lead gen. Take the $1,000, take $500 of it, build a massive lead list, and you could begin an entire cold email campaign and probably, based on what I've seen, I mean, not even probably, based on what I've seen, turn that $500 investment into $50,000 or more by sending the cold emails the right way, following actually the exact process we talk about in Email 10K. You could grow that $500 into $1 million business over a 6-month, 7-month period. Then the other $500 you can spend on blackjack or investing in Zynga options or whatever you want. So invest back in the business at least 50% of what you're making. We invested almost everything we have. Me and my co-founder Robert lived off of $3,000 US a month for 8-9 months. Even when our business was making $700,000-800,000 a year, we were living off $3,000 a month. And now we're pulling great salaries. But it took us a long time to do that because we invested every dollar we had back in the business. We started hiring a sales team. That was one of the first things we did. First, we made sure that we could generate the leads and we could knock things out. We sell lead generation, by the way, at X27. So we made sure that we could generate the leads. Then the second thing we did is we hired a sales team, 2 people to do our sales. Then we hired an account manager so we didn't have to deal with the client back and forth. And then we hired project managers and we built an agency. We built a business. We didn't have to. We could have stopped at $8.5 thousand and just pocketed that money. I was in a really good spot when I first started this business. We were selling $8.5 thousand marketing reviews to other marketing agencies and other digital agencies around the United States. And they were paying us $8.5 thousand to look at their marketing. And it just took me and Robert to do this. We were doing all the work and that was it. I was playing Banjo-Kazooie, making $8.5 thousand. It could have been a good lifestyle business, but we decided to go bigger because, come on, anyone can start a lifestyle business. For real, it's so easy. Follow Email 10K, you can get a lifestyle business in a second. But we don't want that, right? We want an actual huge company. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's all about your goals. If you want a lifestyle business, you can have that. So invest as much money as you can back into the business. The more money you put in, the more money you're gonna get out, even if it's not immediately apparent that you're getting it back out. Because even the wasted money, like the $10,000 I wasted on Facebook ads, or the $10,000-ish I wasted on YouTube ads, or the hundreds of thousands of dollars I've wasted on sales guys that haven't worked out, all of that got us closer and closer and closer to our goals. And so even if it's not immediately apparent, investing money in your business does pay off in the long term or even medium term. The other thing to do is always be curious, experiment, and scale what works. So you're not going to hit it out of the park right away. Maybe you will, maybe you'll get lucky. But for us, before we generated that massive, I think it was $400,000 annual recurring revenue in 45 days. Before that, we had tried so much stuff. I was selling content marketing for $150 a blog post. I was selling cold calling and appointment setting services. We were selling a lot of stuff, just managed, outsourced CMO services, agency matching, where you would come to us and we'd find good agencies for you and take a little commission. We were trying a lot of stuff. And it was only when we started selling the marketing reviews that it really started taking off. So if we had stopped at the $150 blog post and we were like, we're just content marketing and we're just gonna push this until it works, we might still be struggling. I might be working at Starbucks right now, making Frappuccinos. But because we were willing to take what was kind of working, throw it right in the garbage, and then try to find something that worked extremely well, we were able to push through that plateau and keep going. And that happens all the time. In early 2020, we had to reinvent everything when our sales of the course dropped to zero during the whole nonsense that was going on. So we reinvented, we redid our webinar, we redid the way that we charge, we added a 5-pay, and our sales started increasing. And then in 2020, we had record revenue months when most of our competitors slid into obscurity and blew up. It was great, but that comes from being curious, experimenting, and being willing to throw away things that work in exchange for things that might work a lot better. Another thing you want to do is stop doing all the work yourself. Don't focus on little tasks. I have multiple assistants now, everyone from Div Sharma to Ankit, who run our marketing. We've got Carlos, who runs Email 10K user acquisition. We've got Robert, who manages X27 and has his whole sales team and everything over there. And I'm just making these YouTube videos, acting like a business owner. I'm basically a consultant for my own businesses. And what that allows me to do is I am forever one step removed from all of I'm not talking to clients. I'm not really doing anything that I don't want to do. And so that allows me to be that third-party consultant and push all of our businesses up and worry about the medium term and long term versus all of the short term tasks that happen if you're working in the business every day. So focus on the bigger picture and try, if you can, to get somebody else to do all of the menial work so that you can focus on driving the business forward as quickly and as hard as you possibly can. The other thing is understand you're not an expert at everything. When I went out to build this webinar for Email 10K, I didn't know anything about webinars. So I bought Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, who's kind of the webinar guy, did my own version of the webinar. It did okay. I think we made 5 or 6 figures from that. And then I was like, this could be better. So I hired Carlos. And actually before we hired Carlos, we went through 3 or 4 other consultants. And I'm a big fan of having these people look at your marketing and improve it, or look at your everything. So we're not an expert at everything. I had Carlos do that. The reason why Robert's running X27 and not me is because Robert is better at managing people. He's better at setting expectations, and he's better at keeping the agency team together and working. So understand you're not an expert at everything. You're gonna get other people in there to work on it. The same with Div. He's doing notes on these YouTube videos because he's detail oriented and he likes doing it. I used to actually edit every video on this channel myself 3 or 4 years ago. And while it was okay, it made me not want to record videos. I would rather spend all my time thinking about how to record the best videos and what I'm saying right now. I would rather spend all my time thinking about what I'm going to say than spend even an hour chopping up videos. Other people, video editors, live for that and don't want to be in the videos at all. So understand you're not an expert. There are people that love to do what you hate, and there are people that hate to do what you love. And if you match those people together, you can create an awesome business where everyone is fulfilled and nobody feels like they're getting the short end of the stick. The other thing to keep in mind is perfection kills progress. So you got to keep things moving forward. If you've been on the fence about making a business or making YouTube videos even, you could sit there and try to record the perfect video and then watch it and hate it. Or you could sit there, try to record the perfect video, watch it and upload it even though you hate it. That's where I started. Watch my early videos. Watch the Make Money Week videos. I'm almost unwatchable. And yet I kept releasing 3 videos a week for years and years and years, and I kept moving forward. Same with the business. I would get told no and I would just keep going because that's all you could really do. Society doesn't want you to succeed until it does. Then it'll really help you out. But before that point, before you break through, all you're gonna get is hate. And then at some point, you start getting the opposite of hate. You start getting support. So you gotta keep moving forward until you hit that. The other thing to remember is why you started. Why do you even want a business? The reason why I wanted a business was, I remember I was in New York and I had just started this business and I was talking to some clients, and what I remember doing is I had my feet up at Lincoln Center outside on Wi-Fi that I was connected to from like a local Starbucks, and I was just outside in New York City. It was beautiful, it was the spring, and I was just like, this is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. I don't want to be in a stodgy office. I don't want to be downtown on Wall Street in an office building like I was days before this moment. I want to just be able to do whatever I want, live anywhere, do whatever. So that's what I do. I'm about to move to Vegas in days from now. I don't even have a watch, regardless of what the consultants want me to have. Everyone on this channel is like, you don't dress rich enough. Da-da-da. You need a fancy watch. You need a better shirt. No. But anyway, remember why you started. I'm about to move to Vegas on a whim. I have a very nice house here, almost 3,000 square feet house. This house is gone. I'm not gonna step foot in this house again. In 7 days, I'm never gonna come back here. And I'm gonna move to a 2-bedroom apartment in Vegas because I like Vegas better. So that's why I started. I started so I could have the freedom to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. So whatever your dream is, you need to remember why you started, and then when you're there, bogged down in the work, just remember what that is. And then you wanna plan long-term. So what will your business look like in 3 years, 4 years? And this will stop you from getting tied into like scams or anything like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and just push as hard as possible for 6 months and then we're gonna retire to Ireland, never talk to anyone. Don't do that, because things take longer than you think. So if you're running a scam, you're gonna get stuck in it for a long time. And then 2, everyone remembers life is long. So let's say you pull a scam when you're 22 years old. What are you gonna do when you're 44? What are you gonna do when you're 33? You're gonna keep scamming? What are you doing there? The CEO of this company, Nicola, did this electric truck, and basically they went public, they had all these major deals, And then it turned out they didn't even have the electric truck the whole time. But when you look into the CEO, you found out that he had been pulling scams like this all the time. Like he would start a company with almost no long-term value, raise a bunch of money, and then it would close down. That could be your life. Or you could be remembered more like an Elon Musk, the opposite of the Nikola founders. Elon is doing super long-term stuff. He's going to Mars. He's building long-term value with his Tesla company. And not even that, he's not afraid to sell when his stock is at an all-time high to get $5 billion in cash because he knows long-term that's gonna work for him. So be more like Tesla and less like Nikola. This video is brought to you by Email 10K. So you don't have a business idea, huh? Do you wanna know what the best business to start is, regardless of market conditions? Check out the free presentation at email10k.com. We have over 200 students that are crushing it using this business strategy, even during this time. So check that out, email10k.com. If you wanna check out the one-page business plan video, you might like that as a next step as well. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. We do videos 3 times a week, all about sales, how to start a business, and how to be a good entrepreneur. Smash that like button to encourage the YouTube algorithm, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.